How do esports teams make money, and how has this changed over the years? Now, back in 2018, when I started doing a lot of consultancy in the space, I think every investor wanted to buy an esports team. It was really the hot topic at that period of time. You see teams like FaZe starting to attract investment. You're seeing overseas organizations, Cloud9, Team Liquid, Team Solomid, etc., start to really rise to some power and go through some large rounds themselves. And even down here in Australia, you see people like the Essendon Bombers AFL team making moves into the space, and the Adelaide Crows being the first mover back in around 2018 to purchase Legacy Esports. Now, the first common misconception that I talked to a potential investor about was the difference between esports teams and horse racing. I'm led to believe that in horse racing, the owner will own a horse and they'll employ the jockey. Maybe the jockey will make a portion of the prize winnings that come through, but the owner of the horse will keep the most of that. And they said to me, "Hey Chris, is that how it works in esports?" The answer is no. The esports team doesn't keep the majority of winnings. Often the winnings will be anywhere from 0 to 25%. Sometimes there are some shock stories that come out and say the team might take 40 or 50, but that is quite rare in that situation, that scenario. It doesn't happen often. Usually the balance goes towards the players in that aspect. So the question then for me is, Chris, how do teams make money? If you look at some of our content previously, say our podcast with Jeff Pabst, the Chief Revenue Officer at FaZe Clan, he talked about how FaZe Clan and other teams are trying to go away from those 12, 24, 36 month traditional team type sponsorships, front of jersey, side of jersey, chucking on an auto manufacturer, a peripheral company, a drinks company on the other one, and then chuck on something else on the back. And they're trying to go away from that. Not entirely, those still exist, and obviously with FaZe, they've still got Nissan, they've still got Steel Series and G Fuel and some other brands as well, right? But they don't want to have to rely on that because it caps you. Let's say that you sign a 36-month deal with Nissan, and then that caps you and means you can only work with Nissan and their related suppliers and their related companies, because most likely and most often there is going to be some sort of non-compete clause going through there. If you look at FaZe once again as an example, they're able to sell through directly to their talent, all their talent they have. So let's say that if they didn't sell to Nissan, maybe they could sell one of their talent directly to Hyundai. Maybe they can sell another talent to Lamborghini. Maybe they can get another talent going into Bugatti showcase. Maybe they can get one more talent, or a few of the FaZe members go to a latest Tesla launch and things like that too. And obviously this isn't me saying that Nissan is a bad idea, and also it probably implies that maybe Nissan paid extra to get that sort of exclusivity, but it does cap you. Think about the way that FaZe helped to launch the Rebel Whopper over with Burger King. They did, from what it seemed like, a couple of week or a couple of month campaign, but now that means they can go and work with KFC after that because it's about content. This is why some of these influencers I keep talking about are able to make so much money, because they can talk about a VPN one week, get some signups. They don't have to pledge the allegiance to that VPN company. 3 weeks later, they can talk about another VPN company that pays them. Yes, it's not fantastic for branding for the brands if you're trying to go through to that, but if you're a low priced, fast moving product like a VPN, you don't care that much a lot of the time about that brand affinity. If you look at FaZe, for example, look at how many different clothing manufacturers and companies they've done releases and merch with. FaZe sent me a Champion X FaZe hoodie, right? It's awesome. But who else have they done launches with? Lyrical Lemonade. They've also done launches with a football club. And it just goes to show that you don't have to stick yourself just to one company. Yeah, the FaZe launch was awesome with Champion. Yeah, they've done a few more. Yeah, they did one with the Antisocial Social Club, etc. But you don't have to stick yourself just to one, because it can hamstring you. Think about when I was at Corsair, for example. Corsair makes basically everything, it feels like. Computer cases, power supplies, RAM, SSDs, cooling, fans, keyboard, mouse, mousepad, headset. Now they've also purchased Elgato, they make streaming accessories. They purchased Scuff, so they make controller accessories, headsets. You think about all of that, right? What if you were to partner with Corsair versus partnering with Sennheiser? Sennheiser does headsets and only headsets. That means you could partner with one Corsair, or could you partner with Antec, who only makes cases, G-Skill, who only makes RAM, Sennheiser, who only makes headsets, Ducky, who only makes keyboards and mice. So there you go, you've got 4 different partners instead of one. Yes, it makes perfect sense if Corsair wants exclusivity across all of it and they pay for that, but that doesn't always make perfect sense. What I'm really getting back to here is looking at that exclusivity and not hamstringing yourself through the ceiling of money coming through the door just by working with one company versus 4 or 5 that can all pay you 25, 30% each, which makes up more than 100% overall? Or does it just go into content where you can produce content that's topical based and you can just push that out as fast as possible and keep making those quick 5, 10, 15, 20K wins instead of trying to sell that 100, 200, 300K 12-month to 36-month partnership as a whole? Just something to think about. Maybe this is one of the reasons why so many YouTubers are driving around in Lambos and have houses. And there are so many YouTubers I personally know who are under 30 years old that make more money than entire esports teams combined. It's not saying that esports teams are bad, but it's saying that the way that they're making money is often changing. It's not changing entirely, but part of it is definitely changing, and it's changing a bit. Have a think about it. Let me know.